Hi, we're going to talk about AutoFill in Excel. AutoFill is a feature that allows you to fill in columns or rows of data based on the content of an existing cell. Let's say, for example, here in B3, I'll be typing the word, let's say, January. Okay, so I'm going to select that January there. And there is in our cell pointer here, this rectangle that selects cell B3, there is that tiny dot at the lower right corner. I'm very close to it right now. I'm pointing my mouse pointer to it there. It's called the autofill handle. Okay, so what I'll do to extend or to fill in information across, let's say, so many rows within this column to fill in, let's say, the months, I'll grab that tiny handle there and then drag it downward. And there it is. See, let's say all the way to December here. There you go. So you have January all the way to December. I didn't type it, or I didn't type these other months. I just extended the content of cell B3 by using the autofill handle. Okay. In the same way, I can extend this content here in B3, January, sideways. So I'm going to use that autofill handle again and drag it to the right, all the way to July, let's say. There you go. Okay. So you can do that with any type of content. For example, this time, let's say, okay, so let me just drag this down to December. And then we have, let's say, JAN for the, three-letter month, Jan or January. You can extend this as well by using autofill. Here, let me try something else. Monday. Okay. And I'm going to use this to extend to the other days. So once you reach, let's say, Sunday here, it just goes back to Monday again. Okay, so it just repeats and repeats. Three-letter Monday here. I'm going to try extending this using autofill. There you go. Okay. Now, for example, you have, let's say, a word, let's say office, and you type a number after it, like, let's say, 1. Autofill works with this as well. So if you use the autofill handle and drag the information over to the other cells, there you're able to extend or produce Office 2, Office 3, all the way to Office 14 over here. Okay, so let's try another one. Let's say quarter 1, right? And I'm going to use autofill here. And look at that. I have quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, and again it goes back to quarter 1. Excel is quite smart enough to know that there are only 4 quarters in a year. I'm going to try something else. So let's say we have numbers, or 1 or maybe 10 or whatever number. Let's say you want to produce a series of years or maybe even dates. So I'm just going to start with the number 1. And if I autofill that, you see it's just copying the content of H3 here to the other cells. Now, what if I want to produce, let's say, a series of numbers, let's say 1, 2, 3, etc. Okay, what I need to do here now is to type the second number after H3, okay, here in H4, and then select the 2 numbers. That sort of like defines the pattern of the series of numbers you want to produce by autofill. And now I'm gonna drag or use the autofill handle to produce the other numbers. There you go. See, so we have 1 to 14 over here by using the first 2 cells over here that contain 1 and 2, selecting them, and then using the autofill handle to produce the other numbers. That's true also for, let's say, years. Let's say 2010. And it's just going to copy the same number because 2010 is just a number. So if I want to produce the series of numbers, or in this case, a series of years, I'm going to have to type here 2011. and then select the two numbers and produce that series or this series of years. Now another example, let's say I have 10 over here and then 20. So Excel will determine that you want intervals of 10. So here, if I produce the autofill of this series, now it goes 10, 20, 30, 40, etc. Okay. If I type, let's say, a number like 1 and a space and then 2 and then a space again, I'll be selecting 1 here in a space and 2 in a space, and Excel will sort of like understand that I'm trying to produce a series of numbers with gaps in between. So if I click and drag that, it will produce these numbers with spaces in between. Okay, so that's AutoFill. AutoFill is a very useful feature in Excel, and it saves time.